This is not a story. It's a warning. Across America, there are places where the nightmares never ended, and the truth was buried with the dead. Tonight, we open another file. Welcome to the American Nightmare. If you're hearing this, listen carefully. Because what happened in War, West Virginia, didn't end in 1972. It's still happening. And if the pattern holds, it may already be happening outside your window. It began with a rumor, then a name. Elias Booker, a quiet man who kept to himself on Booker Road, half a mile past the old cemetery. The kind of place where dogs stop barking after dark, and everyone knows why. 2 children went missing that October. By sundown on the 30th, the town had found its answer. Not evidence, an answer. They dragged Elias from his house, kicked in his door, beat him in the yard where the grass never grew right. And when no one stopped them, they carried him to the abandoned farmhouse at the bend and locked him in the cellar. They said it wasn't murder. They said it was protection. They said he laughed when the flames took him. The fire burned for 3 days. When the floor collapsed and the heat finally died, the cellar was empty. No body, no bones, just scorched earth and a smell that never left the wood. The next night was Halloween. Just after midnight, a boy named Daniel Mock vanished near the Booker property. His bicycle was found on its side, metal warm to the touch. There was no fire. The first man on scene was Sheriff Walter Green, 19 years in uniform, a churchman, the kind who believed in facts, not folklore, until that night. This is Sheriff Walter Green, War Police Department, October 31st, 1972. I located Daniel Mock's bicycle just after midnight. The frame was warm, like it had been near a flame, but there was no flame. There weren't even crickets, just silence. About 50 yards down the road, we saw what looked like a man standing in the dark. I called out. He didn't move. At first I thought he was smoking a cigarette, but the smoke wasn't coming from his hand. It was coming from his body. Sheriff Green did not include that detail in his official report. In war, the new rules spread quickly. No one outside on Halloween night. No porch lights. No questions. But the sightings continued, always on Halloween, and always near the Booker property or the ridge above it. Witnesses were inconsistent about the details. Hat or no hat, eyes black or just shadow. But every account agreed on one point. It wasn't fog around him. It was smoke. 10 years later, the silence broke again. Halloween night, 1982. A coal miner named Thomas Blevins, 42, reported for a late maintenance shift at the number 6 tunnel outside War. Before he went down, he told his foreman he'd seen a burned man near the entrance. Clothing fused to his skin, smoke rising from his shoulders. Blevins entered the shaft at 11:04 p.m. At 11:17, his headlamp signal vanished. He never came back out. One deputy went in after him. He never filed an official report. But before he died, he recorded a statement and left it with a local pastor, to be heard only if the disappearances returned.
Name's Deputy Hank Miller. I followed Blevins into shaft 12. Temperature kept rising the deeper I went. My breath felt hot in my lungs. I saw a light down the tunnel. I thought it was Tom's headlamp. Then it moved up the wall. That's when I saw him. He was facing me. Skin burned, but not black ash. Cracked all over, like dried clay with heat under it. No steam, just smoke. And his eyes were the only thing untouched. Black, dry, unblinking. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking into me. I took one step back. The smoke around him followed.
Deputy Miller resigned 3 days later. He left War before the next Halloween. But the disappearances did not. From 1983 on, the center of gravity shifted back to the Booker farmhouse and the woods around it. What happened there, year after year, only on Halloween, turned an abandoned property into a place the town refused to admit, but would not go near. For 11 long years after Elias Booker was burned alive, the town of War, West Virginia, believed the nightmare had ended. The ruins of the farmhouse were left untouched. No one dared rebuild. No one dared speak his name aloud. But on the night of October 31st, 1983, the silence broke. At 2:13 a.m., every dog in the valley began howling. Residents awoke to a deep rumbling under the ground, like something shifting beneath the earth. Witnesses described a low groaning sound, like a furnace breathing. No fire was visible, no lights, yet the air smelled of burning flesh. The next morning, the temperature around the ruins measured 107 degrees, while the rest of the valley sat at 46. 6 years later, the Jameson family, desperate and unaware of the property's history, moved into a makeshift home built near the ruins. They lasted 3 nights. On the 4th night, their eldest son woke screaming, claiming a man made of smoke was standing in his doorway. That same night, the Jamesons packed their truck and fled town. They abandoned everything: clothing, food still on plates, lights left on, and were never seen again. Their bank accounts went untouched. Their relatives reported them missing, but the town of War already knew. The Jamesons didn't leave War. War swallowed them. On October 30th, 1997, volunteer firefighters responded to a call. Booker House is burning. But when they arrived, the structure was intact, cold, dark. Yet the soil around the foundation was smoldering, white smoke curling from the earth. No flame, only heat. One firefighter collapsed, screaming that something beneath the ground was moving. A week later, that same firefighter left a voicemail for the sheriff's department. His voice trembling, panicked. All he said was, "It's not ash. It's breathing." 2 teenagers broke into the ruins on Halloween night. Only one made it out alive. The survivor's mind fractured. He never spoke again. But in the hours before he disappeared from the hospital, he used a broken piece of bathroom tile to scratch a message into the wall. 4 hunters camped near Booker Road, just a half-mile from the ruins. Their campsite was found at dawn, rifles twisted, tents melted to the ground, human footprints leading into the woods, but none leading out. By then, most towns would have sealed the road, closed the land, declared it cursed. but not war, West Virginia, because war is not a place you leave. It's a place that keeps you. And in 2022, one woman finally broke her silence and told the world the truth.
I've lived in Logan County my whole life. My family's been trapped here since before the mines closed. Folks ask why we never moved, but this town don't let you leave. Not if you're seeing him. Most people don't say his name. They call him the Skin Man. Some say he ain't human no more. Some say he's still burning on the inside for all eternity. Me, I seen him every Halloween for 50 years. It always starts the same. Air gets thick, like breathing smoke. The dogs go silent, and then you smell it. Not wood smoke, not coal. It's the smell of skin, wet, burning, blistering. People think legends don't walk. People think ghosts float. But he walks, 1 foot in front of the other, slow, patient. You can hear the gravel crunching under his feet. I don't look out the window no more. I just sit still and pray he keeps walking. We tried to leave in '73, car wouldn't start. Tried again in '88. My husband got sick on the front porch. Doctor said his lungs looked burned, like he'd been in a fire. But he never left that chair. War is not a town. War is a graveyard. And Elias Booker, he ain't buried in it. He's waiting for the rest of us to be. And I'll tell you one last thing. Something I ain't never said out loud. He ain't haunting his old house no more. He's looking for a new one. And if folks don't listen, this Halloween could be the last one war ever sees.
And on Halloween night of 2024, he returned. On Halloween night of 2024, the people of war believe the nightmare of Elias Booker had finally faded into legend. For 52 years, the valley had held its breath. But legends are only stories until the moment they start again. Just past midnight, the fog began to move, not drift, not roll. It moved with intent, as though being pulled from somewhere deep beneath the earth. Emma Holloway never made it home that night. Her car was found at dawn on Booker Road. Motor still running. Door wide open. No footprints. No struggle. Just fog reaching out across the asphalt, as if the night itself had opened a hand and taken her. Emma was found hours later, collapsed by the roadside. She was alive, but let's just say she was changed for the worse. For legal purposes, we can't tell you her exact location. But for the sake of this report, we will refer to it as Appalachian Regional Medical Center, 30 miles from war. She has not uttered a single solitary word since that night. Her eyes remain open, unblinking, as though she is still seeing whatever took her in the fog. Every year, on Halloween night, nurses report the same phenomenon. A smell, not of smoke, not of coal, the smell of skin burning. They know which room it comes from. They do not speak of it. Tonight, on October 31st, 2025, the fog has returned, but this time it is not staying in war. Elias Booker is no longer bound to the ruins of his home. He is walking, leaving the valley that created him, seeking a new house and a new fire. In the town below, every light is turning off, not by hand, by fear. There is no more waiting, no more legends. Tonight is the night he chooses who burns from the inside. There is no tomorrow for War West Virginia. Not after tonight. Elias Booker has returned to War West Virginia. And tonight, the valley will not see another dawn. But our investigation does not end here. Because what happened in war is not staying in war. Be sure to subscribe to the American Nightmare, because next week we travel west to a place where the mountains do not bury the dead. They feed on them.